So Ryan, it's almost the end of 2023, and it'd be nice to do a little year in review, and I'd love to just learn a little bit more about kind of some of your highs for 2023. What were some of your wins?
That's a great question. Well, I would say, honestly, some of the most notable highs for 2023 was, doing the highest sale I've ever achieved and the team's ever achieved, which is huge, right? And breaking into the luxury space a little bit more and doing the most volume I've ever done is huge, especially in a year that was a little bit tough to do transactions. So I think that is an amazing win, and just continuing to push the needle forward on that front. And then I think just kind of working towards, continuing to grow the team as well a little bit as well has been a win for us.
How about personally? What were some of the highs?
There's a handful. I turned 40 this year, and that was amazing. My girls turned 1. That was amazing. I had my 10-year anniversary. These were all big milestones, and it was also nice to sit and reflect and look at these, because they make you think about things when they happen. Like, oh, I'm 40, oh my God, and oh, I've been married for 10 years. So it helped me kind of look at things a little bit more and reflect. And it's to be honest, it feels good to cross over these milestones and feel happy and good about where I'm at, but obviously knowing that there's more to go and more to do, which was kind of cool. It was a big year overall, despite what's been going on around the real estate market.
Yeah, well, it's great because, having a great year in real estate, selling your most expensive property, having the most amount of volume ever sold, but then also being able to celebrate those amazing personal wins is great, because sometimes you hear it being a little bit lopsided, where people spend a lot of time in their professional life, but not necessarily their personal, and it looks like you have a great balance.
Yeah, it's been good. Well, what about you? What are your notable highs or wins for the year?
Well, obviously 3 years ago we talked about finding ways to break into the luxury market. So one of my biggest highs is just watching you succeed, being able to talk about it, put a plan together, and actually find a way to execute and make it happen. And obviously there are new projects in the works for 2024, which is exciting. Being able to grow the team has been fun. I did this for 9 years on my own, and no one really ever gave me the handbook on how to grow a team. And so being able to add slowly but surely the right people, and we've had some people that we brought on that didn't necessarily work out, but the team that we have now is really great, and we've got a couple great new ads that are happening in the next few weeks, and we're actively pursuing new agents to train. I think that's one of my most notable highs is being able to build a platform for new agents who don't know what they're doing to figure out how to do real estate. And like you said, it's tough out there, right? In 2021, when the rates were between 2% and 3%, it was easy to sell a home. And then the rates skyrocket into the 7s. It makes things a bit more challenging, and you have to be a great real estate agent to be able to succeed in this type of market. We are helping new agents do that. So that's been really great for me professionally. Personally, I would say, my wife and I, Tanya, we're celebrating our 19th year wedding anniversary in about 2 weeks. We're getting better every single year. We're working together as a team. I call it the we stage. We're in the we stage. Before we were in the I stage. She was working on herself, I was working on myself. We're working together. We have side projects that we're working on. She just adopted a new puppy, so we've got 2 fur babies at home, and they're a handful. So finding a way to actually be more present with Tanya and our family versus being consumed with real estate has been one of my focuses this year. So obviously we all love talking about our wins. What were some of the challenges you had to deal with this year?
There's been a handful of challenges. I would say number one is just the changes in the market. I know you touched on the interest rates and the climate of the real estate market and that landscape in general. It's been tough, and watching pipelines and clients and business go away because it's been that type of year. There's less transactions going around overall, right? So it's been tougher to get transactions and deals done. So I think just navigating through that, look, everybody loves to see the wins on social media and what people post, but I mean, there's a lot that has been going on behind the scenes, and it's like with your mindset and keeping it moving forward and getting up every day and continuing to work, because that's what the challenge was this last year, because there was a lot of negativity being thrown at us as real estate agents. And I think it was just navigating that, and then also not giving up because, you know, the person that you thought may have transacted didn't, or goes away and says they can't buy because they can't afford it, or whatever the reason is. And I think that just kind of navigating through that has been a challenge. And then I've had a little personal, I just, you know, wanted to make sure that I'm being more present when I'm at home with the girls and with my wife, Bree, because, you know, real estate brain is tough to turn off, especially when it's not 9 to 5. You get home and you're still waiting for 4 things to happen till 10 p.m. And so it's hard for me to make sure I'm present. So I think that was a challenge, because I wanted to make sure that I'm focusing on spending these precious moments with my little girls, because they're never going to be this little again. So, but you know, I've gotten better at it. But I think overall, I mean, those were the challenges I've been facing this year. I mean, it's not been easy, but
yeah.
What about you?
Well, before we go to me, I'm curious to know, you mentioned a little bit around mindset, but what are some of the things that you do personally to overcome these challenging moments, right? Because it's easy to get into our head and go, oh my gosh, nothing's working out, or this person doesn't want to buy anymore, or this deal fell out of escrow. Like, how do you stay strong? How do you keep doing what you need to do to be a winner in this market, in this life?
Well, I know what works because I've done it before for years, so I stick to the program. I trust the process, number one, but also affirmations and believe it or not, talking to yourself, not like you're losing your mind, but talking to yourself in a good way, is the way to do it. Affirmations every day and just taking time to reflect. My thing is when I walk my dog in the morning, after I get back from the gym, I take the dog out for a walk, and during that time, I usually will read something. I have an Instagram account I follow, I read it, and there's an affirmation that goes along with it. And I also take time to just kind of like focus before the day gets crazy and take a step back, because once the day starts, you kind of get in it. And so I think that is like a daily action that I do, that it's just like clockwork, and it really helps. And also just the support around me. You know, whether it be my wife or the team or you or anybody else that supports you. I think that's been something that's helped me overcome the challenges as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would say for me, some of the lower moments, the more challenging moments, obviously, you know, as a team leader, as somebody that's building a platform to help other agents build successful careers, you know, when the market changes and the rates go from 3% to 7% in a matter of months. I mean, the biggest jump we've seen in, I think, interest rate history. You've got your business you're worrying about, and then I've got, you know, 5 or 6 agents on the team that I'm taking personal responsibility in. I mean, I think the thing that is the most challenging for me is when I say yes to an agent to join this team, I take personal responsibility in their ability to succeed. And when the market presents challenges and that agent maybe doesn't succeed, it puts a lot of pressure on me to find ways to help them succeed. And that's tough. And I've also have my own personal set of clients.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of clients that are telling me they want to wait for rates to fall, or they don't want to sell because what they want isn't available, or they don't want to lose their 3% interest rate. And so, like you said, you know, in a normal year, if there are 3,000 or 4,000 transactions happening a month and we're only seeing 1,000 happening, but we still have the same number of agents, we're all having to work a lot more. We're all having to have more conversations for the same amount of business. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, they're having less business than they're used to having, and that transition can be challenging. So, you know, for me, when it comes to like mindset, similar to you, I have a strong morning routine where waking up at a certain hour to give me the ability to exercise. You know, I'm not always perfect. There are months or weeks where I'll fall off. Yeah. But I do know that when I'm on, everything else is better. Like the days that I wake up early and work out and do my morning routine and practice gratitude, usually the rest of the day goes by smoothly. And the days that I wake up late, I hit the snooze button, I don't eat right, I don't exercise, those days tend to get stressful and clunky. And so the best way for me to stay in the right mindset is to have the strong morning routine. So what are you most excited about for 2024?
Well, I think there's some cool projects that I'm working on, and with clients that are doing some, remodels, development kind of things. That's exciting because it's something new. That's number one. And I think also just kind of seeing what opportunities come with this new real estate market and where we're heading as well as kind of growing this team a little bit more too, and seeing how we can really push this thing to do something it's never done before, because we've never really gone bigger than like 4 or 5 agents, including you and me, right? Like, we've never really had more than that, minus admin staff and everything. Like, it's usually only 4 to 5 agents, and like, people are coming, people are going. So I'm excited to see like kind of what that will do and what we can kind of create a little bit. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah.
What about you?
Obviously, finding a way to continue to support you on your mission to be the top luxury agent in Orange County along the coast is important to me. Growing the team is very important as well. Up until this moment, most of the people that are on this team have come somehow, some way through organic means. Referral from client, referral from friend, maybe a social media relationship, or somebody even from the gym that said, I want to be a real estate agent. And for the first time ever, we're actually we're working with a recruiting company. We're getting in front of new agents that are newly licensed, and I'm having about 15 conversations with new agents every month and looking at maybe 1 or 2 that I feel could be a good fit. So this is the first time that we're actually proactively recruiting. And I'm excited because 2024 is going to be a lot of what we've experienced in 2023. A high interest rate market that is creating challenges for people that are looking for affordable housing. Because the short of it is, even though the interest rates have gone up and even though the prices have gone up, the biggest gap in this industry is that income levels haven't gone up as fast as the cost of home ownership. And so how can we help our clients buy properties that are affordable in a market that is unaffordable? And how can you and I develop a team of agents that can create a business helping clients buy or sell real estate? And so, I started my career in 2006 when 85% of properties that were available were short sales and foreclosures. And it was a down market. And we had 16,000 listings available for sale versus today we have about 2,300. And it was just flip-flopped. There was too much inventory and not a lot of people wanted to buy because prices were plummeting. And that was just a challenging time, but I built my business in a down market. And we've had a strong run from 2012 to 2022, and 2023 is not going to be a down market. We're going to see prices appreciate, but not as fast as they have been. But it's going to be a challenging market to help people buy and sell in, and I think that's where we thrive. So my personal opinion and prediction is that we're going to do better as a team. We're going to sell more homes than we've ever sold. We're going to sell more expensive homes than we've ever sold. We're going to do the most amount of sales volume ever because we are committed to our clients. We're committed to the process, and we've built systems to support what we're trying to achieve. So I'm excited. The uncertainty gets me excited. Our team gets us excited, and ultimately, we know what we have to do. We know what we got to do, and we're just going to do it.
No, I'm just looking forward to the new year, and it's always nice to start off the new year with a clean slate and see what you can accomplish. And I'm looking forward to 2024. I am, for real.
Yeah, me too.